We turn now to President Trump's immigration crackdown. This afternoon, he signed the Laken Riley Act into law, a key part of his plan to curb illegal immigration. The bill requires federal authorities detain immigrants who lack legal status and are accused of crimes, including several misdemeanor offenses, with the potential for deportation even before they're convicted. President Trump also announced that he wants to send undocumented immigrants to the infamous Guantanamo Bay prison. Meanwhile, a reputed Venezuelan gang member busted during yesterday's immigration raids in the Bronx went before a federal judge. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres live in Inwood. Joe?
Sandra, we'll get to that in a second, but here in Inwood, we are outside the Northern Manhattan Coalition for Immigrant Rights, one of 60 organizations across the 5 boroughs of New York City that will benefit from $2 million in emergency funding allocated by the New York City Council. And in light of the federal immigration crackdown, those organizations told us today that is money they desperately need.
When our communities are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back!
But fighting back can be costly. So today, when the city council speaker announced $2 million in funding for dozens of immigrant advocacy groups across the city, it was welcome news. Yesenia Mata is the executive director of La Colmena, a nonprofit community-based organization on Staten Island.
Through this funding, what we're able to do is provide services to the community on site, to have attorneys on site, to have interpretation on site.
The announcement and the money follow the immigration crackdown and executive actions ordered by President Trump. On Tuesday, the new Secretary of Homeland Security joined federal agents and the NYPD as authorities arrested 20 people wanted on criminal charges. The enforcement actions happened in Washington Heights, Queens, and the Bronx, and that's where authorities took into custody Anderson Zambrano Pacheco. Today, the reputed Venezuelan gang member appeared in federal court on a charge of possession of a firearm while a fugitive from justice. Investigators released a photo of the loaded 9mm handgun they found in a dresser drawer inside the 25-year-old's apartment. The prospect of more operations focused not just on violent criminals, but on the undocumented, has New York's immigrant population living in fear. Listen to what Alicia Portada told us this afternoon. She is the deputy director of Mixteca, an organization that assists the growing Mexican and Latin American community in Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
Definitely the fear is real. We have experienced in our offices as well a drop of visits that we usually get.
If you're a migrant in New York City, you can go about your life, no problem. But the minute you break the law, you become a criminal. Then you become our problem.
Now, the New York City Council today also announced the allocation of $1.4 million for the creation of something it calls the New York City Community Interpreter Bank. That is another service that will benefit many undocumented immigrants. It's a service that allows them to access information, understand documents, take advantage of resources in their preferred language. Live in Inwood tonight, I'm Joe Torres, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.